today's video, guys, we've got a 2020 Apollo 007, I think it's called a 008, and a 2021 CRF110F. So, big difference in these bikes, guys, is going to be the price. Aside from looks and parts, the price is the big factor, right? So we'll pop up a price tag here for the CRF110. We'll just do the MSRP price and then the MSRP price of the Apollo. CRF's going to run you right around $25.99, I think, is the MSRP. These, I want to say, go for between $9.99 to $12.99, roughly. Obviously, major differences. You've got electronic fuel injection on this bike. You've got a carburetor on this bike. So, obviously, in terms of reliability and not having to mess with it at all, the CRF is going to be the way to go. Obviously, that's why you pay a little more. The Apollo, we do have some upgrades on it. It's got FMF pipe, Nivy carburetor, but really aside from that, you can see just the distinct seat height difference too. So I would say at least a good probably 2 to 3 inch seat height difference. They usually call that a tall seat, but it comes factory on them. This one has more of almost a banana shape to it. Along with, you're having drum brakes in the front and the rear of the CRF. So notoriously, I mean, old cars used to have drum brakes, now we have disc brakes, which the Apollos and the Chinese bikes actually do have full disc brakes, and the brake systems are actually very, very cheap. I think you can get a whole caliper, master, and rotor for probably like 40 bucks, will be my guess. So that is kind of an upside. The disc brakes are pretty nice. Not that the drum brakes are bad on the CRF by any means, it's just usually over time they would be more prone to take a crap versus the disc, and the disc is a lot easier to replace parts like the pads, you know, versus pulling off the drum and messing with shoes and stuff like that. On top of that, obviously controls wise, you know, very similar obviously with the semi-auto. This is a full manual, you have a clutch, but I mean, levers, grips, throttle housing, everything, you could definitely tell, like, just based on like the electric start display, and you know, the lights and stuff like that. It's definitely a lot more modernized on the CRF. And another big thing that it has versus this bike is this bike's kickstart only. This bike has kickstart and electric start. You can just kind of see the fit and finish. I mean, this is an aftermarket plastic tank, but it actually came with a metal tank on it. Just somehow we lost the gas cap while we were riding it, so a little food for thought.
Funny how that works.
Funny how that works. But so this one's a little bit bastardized, for lack of better terms. But I would say plastics definitely feel cheaper on the Apollo. I think you can get the restyle kits for these for what, 25 to 40 bucks?
Oh yeah.
I know he just bought a set, but you can see a lot wider plastics, more, you know, just more material, better looking graphics in my opinion.
Engine wise, it looks like the cylinder head and cylinders themselves are very, I guess in size they're similar. Obviously this is a 125 for the Apollo, which is, yeah, it's a tick bigger, you know, bore size. The CRF is going to have a little bit nicer cam design probably and valves. You can see the Apollo has the OG where you can take those caps off and adjust the valves on a tappet. The CRF might have shim valves.
Or it might have the screw nuts underneath. Still.
Or it has the adjusters, but they're underneath the valve cover, yep, where you have to pull the valve cover to do a valve adjustment. Right. Whereas the Apollo, they do that because you're constantly adjusting the valves on them, so that's why they put that on there.
I will say the valve clearance on those bikes is a big part as to why they run or don't run right. I had an RFC 120, which is a pretty popular Apollo bike. RFC 125, pardon me. But that bike, it ran like crap when it was cold, and I never could figure out why it was, and the valves were tight on the intake side. So loosen those up, and that thing ran like a dream. And that's really a big factor why they start hard too. I mean, these things are like one kick machines. I mean, your bike, a couple kicks, they fire right up. So
oh, yeah. You're definitely going to be doing more maintenance on the lesser expensive Chinese bike, yep, and that just comes with the cheap value of it, you know.
And another big difference is the foot pegs. I mean, honestly, those foot pegs are a lot bigger than these. These got the open hole style as well, where those have the almost like a cross pattern in them. Shifter's a little different as well. Same cradle style foot pegs where you can pull them right out of the bottom of the motor, and then you got to helicoil them. So a lot of people make the frame braces for those where they mount up a little better.
Are you saying the Chinese copied the Honda?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they definitely did. But you can tell, you hear a lot more chain noise on the SSRs and the Apollos. They have a really loud drivetrain. Aside from that too, this one did come with a chain guard on the top like the CRF did. I don't have the chain guide on the bottom because we're actually making some custom parts for it.
We'll showcase those eventually in some later videos, especially on some of these bikes. Chain sliders, you know, and case savers, things like that, you know, wearables.
Yep. I would say tires wise, maybe a little bit better. Looks like a little wider profile maybe. I don't know what. You got some Yang on here. So you know they're gonna work hard. Definitely a lot better frame design. You have the two side, I mean it's aluminum frame versus steel frame, right? So you got two side posts like a traditional dirt bike would have versus you have a single tube frame that goes down. Obviously, I would say it's a much better frame setup, but you can see it's pretty closely copied, especially when it comes to the back and the engine mount locations. Pretty typical, you know, when you find a good design, you tend to stick to it. I would say that the axle block style on these is actually better versus, you know, that's actually a dirt bike
the
axle
old
block style versus you got the
eye bolt.
Yeah, basically an eye bolt on here. So I would say that's actually a little better design on the Chinese side. Just out of the box, power wise, stock to stock, I would say the 110 semi-auto in this and the 110 CRF are very similar. 125s definitely gonna have a lot more snot than the 110s, just kind of the nature of the beast. We can kind of put up horsepower number, maybe find some horsepower numbers too that are what Google says.
Yeah.
Which are usually never right, but I would say another big part is these come with bar risers. So you probably got a 2-inch bar riser on here versus the CRF where you're gonna be definitely smacking your knees on the bars. That's why a lot of guys put either tall bars or bar risers on them, right?
Right, you could easily buy some.
Yep. So that's why I will say the cockpit's definitely a lot roomier on the Chinese bikes.
In terms of customization, if you're one that likes to make a custom build, maybe the China bike would be better just because there's a ton of stuff you could buy for it, and it would probably be cheaper than trying to fully build a CRF. Would probably take double the money.
Cheaper for sure.
And you could use some CRF parts.
The CRF 50 plastics actually fit on the Chinese bikes, we've noticed.
Oh yeah.
So CRF 50 parts and 110 parts usually do work on the Chinese bikes for the most part. Definitely have a bigger market for the 110 stuff just because they're EFI and everyone loves them because stiffer suspension off the gun is another thing that I would say too. We've always had problems with rear shocks, no matter what bike it really is.
And this one's a perfect example because it has a blown out shock.
It currently has a pogo stick in the rear. So just crappy design. You can buy about $60 for a nice shock. That's like a 1,200 pound rated one. So you can pick up a lady up to 1,200 pounds. I mean, you can definitely tell. I would say parts wise, replacement parts are going to be cheaper obviously on the Chinese side. We've done top end kits for cylinder, piston, all that stuff. Gaskets like $50. So super cheap. Maintenance wise on them. Change the oil every so often or don't change it at all, up to you. I mean, some guys never change them at all from the factory. We usually change them at least once or twice a season. Our pit bikes don't get ridden a whole lot, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
And I would say in terms of reliability, honestly, the Chinese bikes have been great.
They've been good to us.
You know, it's not like we're having failures of like blowing a connecting rod or like bearing seize. We never even had any of that, and we've always beat on them. The
only thing we've had is overtime rings letting go. You know, I mean, rings start to get worn down, and then you get smoke, and that's really all we've had. We obviously don't have much time, probably 20 minutes on the CRF, but I want to get some more time on it just to get a good comparison. That way, have some data on each one to kind of give you guys some feedback on.
I think you should at least fire both of them up. Let's just hear, granted guys, the Apollo has an aftermarket exhaust, but let's just start them up and just kind of see maybe a little bit of differences there.
The bar pads are much nicer on those. want kids to be able to kick this thing over because this thing's got a hard stop on it like that. And you reset. We got the comparison done. I think the only thing that's ready to do is what? Line them up, put them on the road, and get a little head-to-head going. We'll probably do a couple different videos. We'll do Apollo 125 small wheel against the CRF110 small wheel. And then we also have a 1417 Apollo RFZ 125 that will run against the CRF, and a true semi-auto to semi-auto 110 showdown with the SSR 110 semi. So stay tuned for all those race videos, guys, and we'll maybe even do some videos between like the Apollo and the other Apollo and SSR, just to kind of see what's the top dog and where these things all rank.